Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another video, and in today's video I'll be sharing the first team that I'm going to use in the Fossil Cup over here. And you guys can also already see this team over here. This is going to be the core of Swampert and Registeel along with the safe swap of Pelipper over here. But before going into the team, I'll be popping up the list of meta Pokemons that is viable in the Fossil Cup. So let me just pop it up over here. Yes, so now I thought the Fossil Cup was going to be a cup where rock type will be prominent, like it will be dominant in this cup, but it seems like this cup is allowing Pokemons apart from the rock typing, that is the water and the steel typing, that both of the typings does beat rock. So rock is actually not the dominant type because both of the other types just beat it super hardly, and that is the reason rock is not very dominant in the meta. So as you guys can see, so the first meta monster over here is going to be Registeel along with Lucario, Escavalier and Ferrothorn, and Ferrothorn is going to be a grass type user which is having access to the Power Whip and Thunder for coverage, and along with the partial steel typing as well, so which is fine. And then after the fourth ranking after Escavalier, there is a huge long list of water type which is going to be dominating the meta, along with Shadow Swampert, Ludicolo, Araquanid, Pelipper, Quagsire, Poliwrath and Jellicent as well. And the first rock type that I can see over here is going to be Cradily, which is also having a part grass type, which is very much fine because it is having access to Grass Knot as well, which is really fine for some of the water and ground users such as Swampert and Quagsire, which is fine because anyway, the typing that is going to be dominant in this meta over here is actually steel and water. So I'm not sure why it is called the Fossil Cup, but somehow Niantic does not work it out anyway. So let's jump into the team that I have over here. It is going to be Registeel with Swampert core and the safe swap of Pelipper. So this is going to be the, if not the best ABB team strategy that will be dominating the meta over here, because Pelipper safe swap along with wing attack and the stamina from Weather Ball and the coverage from Hurricane is actually really great in this meta as well. And as you guys all know, the core of Swampert and Registeel over here, so Registeel is actually weak to fighting and ground, which both Swampert can easily handle because of its stamina and kind of its typing as well. And for Swampert, it does not want to face a grass type user, which Registeel can face very happily with, because it have got access to the move of Focus Blast and Zap Cannon as well, which does so much damage, debuffing the opponents as well. So it is just overpowered right now. So Niantic just came up with the Zap Cannon onto the Registeel, which is dominating everything in the meta. Maybe it's Ultra League, maybe it's Fossil Cup or Great League, anything. So it is just dominating the meta. So the team over here that I have over here is like the rating with a coverage of A with a bulk of B, because it have Registeel, and with a safety C, which is not really great. But since I can really align my Pokemon with the good safe swap of Pelipper, if not it is hard countered, and a consistency of B along with a threat score of 459, which is so good in this cup as well. So this team worked out really well for me. So I don't want to elongate the introduction much more. Rather than I'll be jumping into the videos in the battles rather, and show you guys how this team performed and how it worked out. So let's jump into the battles and check out how this team performed. So now moving into the first battle, I have got a lead of Escavalier. So obviously it is not going to be a good lead. So that is the reason I'll be safe swapping into my own Pelipper over here, and I am again hard countered with the Registeel over here. So for Pelipper, as I've already mentioned, it is quite very spammy because it is having access to Weather Ball along with the wing attack. So that is the reason they will be zap cannon me, cannoning me, so which will be enough to get the knockout because Thunder is double super effective for my Pelipper. To which now I'll be coming back with my own Registeel over here, and I'll be going for the Focus Blast over here. So if it goes unshielded, which it does, it will be just be enough to get the knockout for the Registeel, and they comes back with their Escavalier once again. So for Escavalier, I'll not be staying in that matchup right now. So now I'll be safe swapping again into my own Swampert over here. I'll be going for the hard-hitting nuke of Earthquake. So if it goes unshielded, it will be doing massive neutral damage over here, to which they went for the first shield first sheet from their own side. So now this is going to be the first mud bomb, which I'll let it go, and I'll be going for the back-to-back hydro cannons over here, and this is the reason why Shadow Swampert is so good. But now I'll be not going for the hydro cannon, rather I'll be going for the Earthquake once again, which does land over here, and it does so much damage to this neutral Whiscash over here, and they recognizes their fate and top lives the game over here. So really great game, well played. So for the next matchup, I have lost some of the video clippings over here due to some technical issues, but this was also a lead loss over here, which I ran into a Registeel. My own Registeel ran into a Shadow Swampert, and I'll be safe swapping into my Pelipper. So now they again hard countered me with their own Ferrothorn over here, which is not a great option, great thing, because hard countered in the back, hard countered in the front, it is not going to be a great thing. But to which, since they went for the back-to-back power whips over here, that will be enough to get the knockout for the Pelipper, and now they will be going for the Thunder, which does neutral damage. But since the bulk of Registeel is going to be super over here, I'll be going for the Focus Blast this time, which will be enough to get the knockout, and I think they will be coming back with their own Swampert once again. And since I went they come back with their Ludicolo, Lucario over here, and now since I swapped back into my Swampert over here, they swapped back into their own Swampert this time. So now for Swampert, it is going to be a really great matchup because I am having shield advantage, because I went for the potential nuke with the Hurricane with my Pelipper in the matchup with Ferrothorn. So that is the reason I'll be now going for the back-to-back hydro cannons over here, shielding up back-to-back hydro cannons of my own, to which now I'll be going for the next hydro cannon of my own, which will be enough to get the knockout for the Shadow Swampert as well, which my opponent will be coming back with their own Lucario, which will be enough to get the knockout with my hydro cannon over here, because Lucario is such a glass cannon in this meta, and I'll be winning the match for the second battle here as well. So that is going to be a really great game and well played. Moving on to the next matchup, once again I have a lead loss over here, to which I'll be safe swapping into my Pelipper, and they safe swapped again to counter my Pelipper with a Ferrothorn. So this kind of lead is not great, to which I land the potential nuke over here, which is going to be the Hurricane, to which I let the first Thunder get shielded, and from this kind of range I will be able to farm down this whole Ferrothorn over here, to which now I have switched the leads, or switch the scenarios over here, switch the matchups rather, to which now they comes back with their own Registeel over here. So getting the switch advantage back was really necessary for me, because now from this kind of range I can spam out this weather balls from my loaded Pelipper over here, which will be softening up the Registeel over here, to which now I'll be going for the back-to-back, if not the third weather ball, which will be enough to put the Registeel really low, and now from this kind of range one more weather ball will be enough to get the knockout here as well. So now let's see what my opponent does over here, and they went for the Focus Blast this time, which is going to be resisted because of my partial water and flying typing, and I'll be reaching to the next weather ball, and let's see what my opponent does over here. My opponent does let the next charge move go through, and now they have a double shielded Swampert over here, which is not a very great scenario, because I don't have a hard resist to Swampert as well. But since they opted to shield the first weather ball this time, I'll be coming back with my Swampert to soak up the energy of the Hydro Cannon first time, and let's see what my opponent does over here. So they actually went for the Hydro Cannon, which is fine. So now I'll be letting my Swampert dip down once again with energy, and I'll be coming back with my own Registeel this time. So since I caught Hydro Cannon with my Registeel over here, I will be going for the next Focus Blast over here this time, because Focus Blast will be neutral this time, but this will be enough to get the knockout for this Swampert, to which they will be definitely shielding this up. And let's see what my opponent does over here. So they could not farm me down because I would have reached to one more Focus Blast, to which they end up throwing the next Hydro Cannon, and which will be the win condition for me, because I save up my shield for my Shadow Swampert in the backline to save up the end game. To which now I'll be reaching to the next Hydro Cannon, which will be just more than enough for the normal variant of Swampert to get knocked out, and indeed getting the win for the third battle here as well in the Fossil Cup. So that is going to be a really great game and well played to my opponent. So now moving into the next matchup, I pick up a neutral lead over here, but we will be both doing super effective damage with our charge moves, because they do have access to Earthquake and I do have access to Focus Blast. And let's see what my opponent does over here. So but Registeel, as you guys all know, that it is so much bulky, it can handle, or it can survive one Earthquake, to which I no shield the first move over here, and they went for the rock slide over here, which is not a great thing, because it is going to be so much wasted damage and energy wastage for my opponent's end. To which now I'll be going for the next Focus Blast after shielding up the first potential Earthquake, to which they went for the bait once again. And now since they have shielded both the charge moves for their own Galarian Stunfisk over here, now I'll be letting the next Earthquake go through, which will be enough to get the knockout for my own Registeel as well, and I'll be coming back with my Swampert this time. So let's see what my opponent does over here. They will be getting the knockout for their own Stunfisk over here, and they comes back with their Skarmory over here. So this is going to be a cup where the top Metamons in the Open Ultra League is kind of really rated low, because of the Metamons that are going to be used in this cup, such as Azumarill, Galarian Stunfisk, along with Skarmory. These kind of Pokemons are really ranked low in this meta. So to which now I'll be going for the back-to-back Hydro Cannons from a Shadow Swampert, which will be enough to get the knockout. And now they have their own Shadow Swampert onto their backline, to which I'll be going for the hard-hitting nuke of Earthquake, which does one shot over here, and that was a really great sweep from my own Shadow Swampert, and that will be a really great game for the fourth battle here as well. So moving into the next battle and picking up a kind of good lead after 4 lead losses in the first 4 battles. This is going to be a good lead over here. But since this Ludicolo is kind of a hard, fast move damage Pokemon, so it is having access to that Razor Leaf, to which now they swaps back into their own Pelipper over here. And I don't want my Swampert and my Pelipper to face this Ludicolo, to which I'll be going for the next the first Weather Ball, which almost does 50% of my opponent's Swampert's health, to which now they'll be going for the back-to-back Hydro Cannons over here, which I can survive because it is not coming from a Shadow variant as well. Now since I just let the back-to-back Hydro Cannons go through, I'll be going for the next Weather Ball, which will be enough to get the Swampert really low and will be getting the knockout fair enough. To which now they comes back with their own Ludicolo over here, and the Ludicolo, I believe it is running Leaf Storm along with Ice Beam. So Leaf Storm, though it is resisted, but it is such a really hard-hitting move, so that is the reason I'll be shielding up the first Leaf Storm, because it will be debuffing my opponent's attack as well, to which they comes into with their Pelipper. So for Pelipper, I do have a hard-hitting move of Zap Cannon, which will be enough to get the final shield from my opponent, and the final Pokemon I'll be swapping out into, which is going to be my own Shadow Swampert. And this is the reason Shadow Swampert is really ranked high, because of the shadow extra damage that is there with the Earthquake and the Hydro Cannon. So for normal Swampert, 2 Hydro Cannons won't be enough for this Pelipper to get the knockout, but for Shadow variant it is enough. To which now they will be coming back with their own Ludicolo over here, because this is the last option, and I think they will be going I'll be going to outpace the Ludicolo to the next charge move, to which I'll be going for the first Zap Cannon onto the Ludicolo, which will be enough to get the knockout and indeed the win for the final battle here as well for the first set. So as you guys can see, this team I have already mentioned, if it is not the best team, I'm not sure, but I think it is the best AVP team strategy that you guys can try out. So the core of Registeel and Swampert worked out superbly for me, and Pelipper is such a really great safe swap. So for you guys, I do have two bonus battle which I came up with, and I'll be happy to let you know, because this team went on, I believe, a 14 game win streak for me. If not 14, maybe it's 12. Yeah, it's 12 or maybe 14, I'm not sure, but it went on a really great win streak, which is really great for me, win the Fossil Cup, and to which I'll be letting the first charge move go through onto my Registeel over here, to which they comes back with the Stunfisk this time. So for Stunfisk, I will be going for the first Focus Blast, which does get shielded over here, and I'll be coming back with my own Shadow Swampert. So for Shadow Swampert, which does really outpace the G.Fisk over here with the first Hydro Cannon, which does so much damage. So now I'll be letting the first charge move go. I'll be letting the first charge move get shielded up, and I think they will be going for the back-to-back rock slides over here. So I'm quite sure that this is going to be one more rock slide, which I'm letting it go, and I'll be going for the hard farm. So since their shields are down, my Shadow Swampert can easily handle all the Pokemons I think they are having access to. So to which now they comes back with their own Shadow Swampert, and they will be just getting wrecked with the next Earthquake, to which now they comes back with their own Registeel over here. So since I'm having access to one more shield to my name, I'll be shielding up the potential Focus Blast, but they went for the Zap Current for the debuff. But I don't care about debuff, because I'm a Shadow Swampert, which will be going for the Earthquake, and it will be enough to get the knockout for the Registeel here as well. So a really great game to my opponent, well played. Moving into the next matchup, which is going to be the final battle of the video over here. I pick up a lead of Lanturn over here, which is really spicy, and it is going to be a water gun Lanturn as well, to which I'll be going for the first Zap Cannon over here, which does get shielded, and they comes back with their own Bastardon over here, which is really spicy, because I'll just put it this way, that this my opponent should be respected so much, because they are actually running a rock type in this meta of steel and water. So a huge respect to my opponent over here, and since it is going to be like the GBL battle, so I have to put out effort to get the win as well, to which I'll be going for the next back-to-back Hydro Cannons, to which my opponent does get shielded over here, and they comes back with their own, I believe, I think it was their own Swampert, or yeah, it's going to be a Poliwrath over here. But from this kind of range, they cannot farm me down, to which I will be I'll be shielding up the first Thunderbolt over here. I'll be going for the next Hydro Cannon, because I wanted to get some kind of damage with the Hydro Cannon over here onto the Lanturn over here, to which now I'll be switching back into my own Registeel, which will be outpacing the Lanturn to the next Hydro Pump over here. But let's see now, since they got the knockout for the Lanturn, they'll be coming back with their own Poliwall over here, which will be going for the Dynamic Punch, and it will be enough to get the knockout for my Registeel and as well as my Swampert. But now I have got a full health Pelipper to handle over here, which will be enough to get the knockout and indeed getting the win for the final battle of the video as well. So now I'll be pausing the video for a few moments, and I'll be sharing the analysis on this team. So this team is super good in this meta of Fossil Cup, which is, I think, the best team with AVP team style, because I have mentioned multiple times the core of Registeel and Swampert is so good, along with the safe swap of Pelipper, which is really nice, and spamminess and coverage with Hurricane, the Weather Ball and Wing Attack. So if you guys are using this team, do let me know how it is working out for you, and show some kind of support to this channel and to me for efforts that I have put out in making this video and this kind of content. So that will be all for this video, and if you guys liking the content onto this channel, do share, like it, subscribe and comment it below as well. So that will be all for this video, and see you again with some kind of new teams and battles and videos. Till then, peace.